share my intuitive insight and weekly wisdom with you through the use of Oracle and Tarot. I feel like I've been using my Oracle deck for so long, but my favorite, I mean, I love my deck, but my favorite is to read tarot cards. So the Libra in me always says to do both. So I'm so excited to join you to pull some cards to see what this energy for the week is, because things are changing. I feel like after all of last year, that shedding of the snake, next week we move into that lunar new year where everyone's talking about the year of the fire horse. I feel like until the year of the snake and we're all like, everything's changing, nobody mentioned like Chinese astrology. So I find it really fascinating that every single person and their mom is talking about the year of the fire horse and it being a 10-year, which is all about completion and co-creation. So I'm excited to see this year setting us up for a brand new complete chapter. And what that entails is getting into alignment, which is why if you're on my email list or pay attention to anything I'm posting, you know I've talked so much about my authentically aligned goal setting guidebook, because I'm giving you the tools to figure out that 7 or above in your life. If you are an elevator, you know exactly what I'm talking about, is using these mind body tools to check in and see, does this actually serve me? Is it bringing me joy? Am I still in alignment with the goals that I set for myself? Because I have a feeling even if you didn't accomplish all of them, there's probably things that you're ready to change and ready to step into, even though you didn't like check that off your list. You're like, okay, I'm just a different person. I've outgrown these goals. So I'm going to just move this out of the way so I can see everyone's comments. Hello, Rebecca. So good. Yay, 10 years. Okay, so let's talk about that really quick. Before we dive into today's reading, I want to remind you that the Shine Tribe Sisterhood this month turns 10 years old. 10 years ago, I was listening to how women think and feel in my salon chair, day in and day out, hundreds of women saying almost the exact same thing. And that was, I feel alone. And I felt that really deeply. And so I wanted to do something about it. And again, that Libra in me who loves a good theme and a party and bringing people together, community and relationships are what that Libra zodiac rules. I wanted to bring people together. I had all these incredible clients. They all looked fabulous, but they all felt alone. So I wanted to really take my passion for bringing people together and building community, but also do it in a way that was authentically aligned for myself. And that was doing it on the full moon. And 1 May, it'll almost be, oh gosh, I can't even think of how long it was ago when I decided that I was going to bring people together, like maybe 15 years before the Shine Tribe was born. I started bringing women together and I realized like these women in my local community are all amazing and they all are saying that same thing. I feel alone. So I'm like, I wonder if there are other people out there that feel this way. And sure enough, I started posting all the inspirational quotes on Instagram and people are saying, I needed this. Oh my gosh, this is where I'm at in my life. And so I created a Shine Tribe Sisterhood Facebook group that really was that sacred ground and space for all of us to gather through all the virtual new moons and full moons, especially during 2020. We really spent a lot of time together and I did all of my WooWoo Wednesday. Y'all, I got some mascara or some leaves, something's going on. But I did all of my WooWoo Wednesdays inside the Shine Tribe. I didn't do them on YouTube. I didn't do them on Instagram. I only did them in the Shine Tribe Sisterhood, which I just got this feeling of like, maybe we should get back to that and like really cultivate like that connection and community, not where you can just pop on your Instagram, although I do love that. But it was a calling that the women in my chair were saying, and I had the courage to answer it. And that turned into a global movement, a sisterhood that spans across the globe. And at this point, I've hosted over 200 events. We're on our 6th annual summer solstice in June, which is like my favorite day of pampering and play and pouring into all the light workers and leaders who are holding it down for everybody else. It's a complete mind, body, and soul experience. The goddess gatherings have turned into 7-day luxury goddess retreats that turned into, I need to bring my husband to this. Can you do a couples retreat? So the Evolved Couples Retreat was born. And even the Elevated Life Club, where I team up with my husband every single month and do live coaching, where he's a hypnotist. Y'all want him on your side. Okay. So I bring my hypnotist husband in to give you the mindset shifts that you need to create these radical transformations in your life. And so I just want to take a moment to pause and honor and say, thank you for this beautiful journey of being able to share the sparkle magic, to connect this community from all over the globe. And and my way of pouring back into you, of course, always on these lives and all the things that we do. But my favorite way is to have a party. Okay. I remember my dad, as when I was a little girl, he would come out into the backyard, kind of like I am now, and all the chairs are fucking lined up, like they are, which you can't see. And he would ask me, babe, what are you doing? I have all my toys out there. And I said, I'm having a party. I'm having a party. So I'm having a party on 2/22, which seems so fitting because that was the week we did our first goddess retreat 6 years ago in Florida, which, full circle moment, we are going back to Florida, getting our mermaid energy on at the beach this April. So if you have been thinking about coming goddess retreat, we have a few spots still left. So make sure you connect and get your applications in so that we can like open that a door for you to that experience. But if you can't make it, if you're like, Britt, I would love to come to your in-person events, I can't make it to Florida, or Texas is too hot in June, we deal. We have cute little fans. We sparkle, we don't sweat. But if you're like, I really want to hang out and I really want to be a part of this community, or maybe you're new and you have just tuned in for the first time and you're like, I don't have that sisterhood. I don't have the women lifting me up when I'm beating myself down. This is your opportunity to come join us for free, totally virtual. It's a 3-hour powwow on Sunday, 2/22, the same week I've hosted my first goddess retreat and our first couples retreat in Florida. So it just seems very symbolic and full circle. And I just want to take a moment to share. I've been sharing a lot of my psychic stories and you know, how I became a medium and things like that. But I really sat down and kind of did a little prayer and was like, what story do you want me to tell today? And it's not until this moment that I know exactly what story I'm supposed to tell you. I was going to talk about naming your higher self and how you can do that. And maybe we'll get into that another time. But what I'm feeling really called to tell you right now is a moment in 2016. So literally 10 years ago, I was walking on the beach in Destin. It was my first time there. Chris and I took his mom for just a getaway. And we were walking along the beach and I saw all these beautiful $20 million house. I mean, at that time, they probably weren't 20 mil, but after 2020, we know what happened. But these huge mansions, these insane, I grew up in a trailer park. Okay. So if you don't know that part of my story, that's why I pick houses with really tall ceilings, because I have a trauma of touching my own ceiling. So when I'm walking by these mansions and multi-million-dollar houses, and I thought to myself, I even said it out loud to Chris and my mother-in-law, I said, I want to get paid to travel here and like come to these houses. That was in 2016 when I don't want to say just a hairstylist, because I was an awesome hairstylist. And being a hairstylist is what gives me the credibility to sit here and say I transform women's lives, and it starts from the inside. I started on the outside in hair, but now I know it starts in the heart. And so I said at that time, I had just maybe started thinking about Shine School and sharing my journey of like I was building the community. I didn't really have a plan where I was at. I had the community. I had this idea that I wanted to help women reclaim their power and step into their purpose and like build their confidence from the inside out, because I was doing it on the outside and their insides were fucked. So I'm like, I got to do something different. So I was just in the process of coming up with the idea of Shine School. I had just built the community, and I said to Chris and my mother-in-law, I want to get paid to come here and do events here. And it was not just 4 years after that I hosted my very first goddess retreat in Florida on that same beach in one of those beautiful 3-story houses. And it was a vision turned reality that didn't have a goal, like how to get there. It didn't have the how-to steps. I didn't have any recollection of like doing this before. It was all new to me. And so I feel really called to share that as a reminder that as we step into this new year and this new energy, your dreams that you had 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago might just be unfolding for you at this moment. And it's taken patience and it's taken time. All big, good dreams do. And so I want to just give you that encouragement that if you've been feeling like giving up on your like real goal and your real dream, like you're not alone, but don't do it. If you are giving up on a dream that's out of alignment, by Felicia, let it go. Okay. 7 or above that shit and see, does this feel good for me? Am I doing it out of people pleasing, procrastination, or perfectionism? And if you can say no to all those things and it's something you truly want to do and you're not just like, I'm over this, then this is your reminder that big dreams take time, and that even the wildest ones that you have no plan on how to get to, like, I want to get paid to come to these houses. I now do retreats, and we'll be back on that same beach in April. And every year we go and set our intentions. And I've seen women say, I want love to find me at my door. And literally not a month later, the person that they end up being with knocks on their door to deliver their groceries of all things. And so it's been incredible to see the women and what happens when you all come together with that vision in mind. So maybe you have a big dream and you're like, I have this huge goal that I want to go after, but I don't really have the support system. I don't have that crew. I don't have that community. That's your invitation now to join us on 222 when we're doing this Shine Tribe Sisterhood anniversary party, so that you can feel seen, held, and supported by a community that actually wants to celebrate connection and collaboration over competition. So give me an amen and some sparkles in the chat for that, because that is what I needed. I did not want the catty drama BS. I worked in a hair salon for 2 decades, so I had enough of that. And I really wanted to create a safe space for women to open up and share about their feelings, because that's what they were doing to me as a hairstylist. And I had to learn the tools. Thank God I married a transformational hypnotist who does that type of trauma-informed therapy and healing. So I got really lucky in that case. And I found mushrooms. It was a really powerful combination. So I just wanted to share that story, although it's not necessarily like my psychic medium channeling your past loved ones kind of story. I just feel like giving you guys reminders of what this journeys look like, because maybe you're tuning in and you've been with me for these 10 years and you're like, Britt, I've watched you build this empire and change lives and connect women and help them grow their business and leave the narcissist. That's the thing I think I'm most proud of, is like, are you in a narcissist relationship and you want out? I can't tell you how many women book a one-on-one coaching call with me and that comes up. Like they're either in their car, like 95% of them, or they're with because they're trying to get away from the narcissist. So like, I don't want him to hear. So I think it's just a great reminder that no matter what your dream is or how big it is, the universe is conspiring against you and playing these beautiful chimes for you to remember that your dreams are meant for you and they're possible, but you cannot do them alone. So please join us on 222 virtually. If you cannot plug in to any of my in-person events, I want to make sure that you're there, seen and celebrated. We'll be doing coaching, burn the bullshit. We'll be doing some vision boarding and mental exercises to really step into that identity on how you can hold that dream for yourself. Because we all know if your subconscious identity isn't upgraded as well, then those feelings of unworthiness or imposter syndrome, those tend to pop up. So we're going to knock all that shit out together at the 222 virtual anniversary party. Okay, that was probably like a 45-minute explanation of what's been up about hanging out together for the party, and also just reminding you, like, your dreams are absolutely possible. Just trust and take that intuitive next step. Make sure it's authentically aligned, which is why I give you the tools in the guidebook. My assistant also, last minute before I pull your card, my assistant is still on maternity leave. I checked in yesterday. I was like, what temperature check? Like, where are you at? Like, coming back, like a couple tasks, or are you like still out cold? And it was a hard out cold. So I'm like, all right. So I don't think anyone's taken the 50% off the authentically aligned goal setting guide. That's like not usually my thing. And if you were like, I didn't even know you were talking about that, I need it, or I was sleeping on it and I missed it, then just send me like the word goals and I'll know exactly what you're talking about and I'll get you hooked up, because like I said, I have not changed that link. So what are you going to do? All right, everyone, if you're ready for this beautiful message, take a moment to just that we took you on a roller coaster of like big dreams. I just want you to anchor it back into the heart. So take a big deep breath. I invite you to just breathe in some life, some peace, some clearing, and exhale, relax those shoulders and start to come back home into your body, noticing how you feel, just doing a mental scan from the top of your head all the way to the tips of your toes, and just giving yourself permission to be present, to feel good, to drop all the thoughts, the feelings, the worries for today. Just set those aside for a moment. And whenever you're ready, if you close down your eyes, just take a nice big deep breath in. And when you fill up those lungs, I want you to open your eyes and exhale, just coming back to this present moment. Hi, Stacy. Oh, hi, Emily. Oh, okay. I'm like, one card. That doesn't feel right. Let's do a few more. Also, Stacy, I woke up thinking this morning about you because I had on my list, I would send you a video for your new moon circles. I thought I did that. It's still on my list. So let me get you that. Glad you're here. All right, let's see. What do we need to know? There we are. What do we need to know for this chapter? Moving into Year of the Fire Horse. Okay, two blazing the trails out of here. Okay, I've pulled our cards, and then let's also go ahead and grab our Shine from the Inside message. I've been having so much fun pulling cards from my Oracle deck because they really, I mean, I know that I wrote them and I know that they're the lessons out of Shine School, but really it's so cool how honestly they're so accurate and so on point. I did a reading for Instagram and just like a cute little reel video that I've been doing like daily card pulls, and my cards went flying all over the room, and I apparently forgot one behind. And when I went back into the room to do my good grief, y'all. Whew, I got the hiccups or something. When I went back into the room to do the coaching call, there was one card that I missed on the floor. And when I picked it up after talking to my client, the card was stop criticism and stop judging and start loving. I'm like, what the hell is my card? Stop judging and start loving. And that was honestly the foundational core message that she was bringing up during our coaching call. So it was just beautiful how even my cards, here we go, just call us out in the most fun, sparkly, beautiful way. It always blows my mind. Okay, I've got our card for our self-love message. Let's slide that over here. If you guys are ready, just drop some hearts, say ready in the chat. That way I know we are here, we are live. My card yesterday was co-create with horse spirit. I love that so much. Hi, Jay. It's so good to see you, Queen. Also, are you busy on Saturday? I've been meaning to reach out to you. It's Chris's birthday. Chris is turning 44, y'all. I cannot believe it. But we're having people over at Mom's house. So just wanted to send the invite if you're here live. Okay. All right, let's dive in. You guys are ready. This is amazing. Oh, y'all, this energy, this 5 of Pentacles. This is a doozy of energy of feeling out in the cold, feeling left out, feeling like kind of sorry for yourself. Like nobody's there. This is the victim card. So if you felt victim to 2025, you're not alone. Okay. We all went through the shedding and we all went through that alignment process. And I was sharing earlier in a video that I did, all of my coaching clients, we've been talking about how stark the contrast is in 2026 to the energy of last year. When things were out of alignment last year, we tolerated, we dealt with it, we blended our boundaries, we blurred the boundaries, and we like, oh, I don't know, like, I don't really want to deal with this, but I don't have the tools to say no yet, or I'm not sure. And in 2026, I tell you what, anything that's out of alignment is clearly out of alignment, where it's like, I don't want anything to do with that. No, I don't want to go whatever, hang out with you or post this thing for you, or no, I don't feel like coming over to your mom's house for Chris's birthday. Like if it's out of alignment, it feels so, which we know that's not, but it feels so obvious. So I'm curious, is that happening for you where you're like, this once I would tolerate, but now like I'm fucking owning my worth, my power, my confidence, and like I don't have time for this shit. It's kind of like my theory of like once you get into the 40s and 50s, you're just like, fuck it. I don't have time for that. And I want to embody that now before I hit 40. Yes, you're feeling that 100%. 44. I know. Can you believe that? We might have to trade him in. He's getting old. No, I'm just kidding. It's really amazing to see him like come into this next level of like, it's so funny because he set all my things up for me today. He's still supporting me like he always does and makes my tea. But during the day now, he's not just like there to help anything. What are we working on? What are we doing? Now I'm like, hey, what are you doing? I'm editing my poetry. I'm working on my hypnosis certification with my beta group that we've got going on. Like he's busy. And I love that for him because he's like really rooted in his passion. I mean, he's been doing this stuff for over 26 years, y'all. So he's taking all of that wisdom. Whereas I'm like, I've done it for 6 days. Y'all should try juicing. Okay. It feels great. I've just taken everything he's been teaching me over the last 2 decades, literally 20 years together this year. And I've been just sharing it with you guys. Like maybe that's because I'm on social, but I'm plugged into this like freaking wise wizard. Any of you who are in the elevated life or who have worked with Chris know like wizard energy. So I digress. I want to get back to that feeling of victimhood. So like one, don't do it alone. If you need help and that support, that community, the coaches, like we're here for you, like just reach out. But most importantly, I want you to remember that all of that oppression is the word that feels like, I know that's more in the suit of swords, but that oppression feeling of like, this just isn't working out. It doesn't feel good anymore. I don't feel like the support is there in this next direction. Then I think it's important for you to just honor that, because with every closing comes a sense of grief. And even if it's a change that you choose and it's something that you want, it can still feel sad and it can feel uncomfortable. So I think starting off this reading, knowing that we're moving into the fire horse, this is just identifying and calling out like, you are not victim to life circumstance. In fact, it's working on your behalf. And the faster you stop resisting it, the more in flow, like talk about divine feminine, the more in flow with the changes that you're asking for. I mean, that your life wouldn't be changing if you weren't asking for it. Oh my gosh, I feel like my cards are going to fly everywhere. Do you guys hear that? The wind, the air is speaking to us. So if you weren't meant to change, then you wouldn't, like, the resistance that you feel towards the change is change that you've been asking for. So the faster you can let go of that resistance, the faster you can call into what you've been asking for. Okay, let's see what else comes up for this week. Interesting, the Temperance card out of the Major Arcana. This is about finding the middle way, finding that balance. So it's interesting, like we're coming off of like major release, and that opens up space for us to call in the new, but we don't want to like bombard ourselves with more information, more wisdom, and more to-do lists because we've got a bigger goal and a bigger dream in mind. This is really about getting those well-ordered thoughts in alignment so that you find yourself at this place of true balance. That's what this card really is. It's coming into balance with the physical and the spiritual, finding a rhythm and a routine in your life where you're not going to extremes. It's not the all or nothing mentality, because look how far that's gotten us, right? It maybe worked when we were younger trying to get something off the ground, but that all or nothing mentality doesn't work when you move into that next level of life and business and growth. Like, it becomes exhausting. It turns into burnout. And so this card is showing me that we have to find what is our new energetic output that feels right for us. Like, maybe we've been operating at 100% in life, and that is amazing. I say fucking tear ass. But maybe at this chapter, you're like, you know what? I have about 80%. I went through a hard year last year, according to this energy, and I need to find and recalibrate and integrate what is that new rhythm and that new flow and that new output that I'm going to allow myself the space and recreate boundaries for what I can and can't do. For example, I'm working with a client right now who, moving into 2026, her boss just upped her quota to like 100 sales calls a day. A day. I couldn't even make 100 sales call in a month, if I'm being honest. Like, that would drain my energy so much. So like, she spoke up and used her throat chakra and said, no, like, this is not, I do not have the capacity for this. And so so proud of her for speaking her truth and recognizing what we do and don't have the energy for. And I think when we can be honest with that and take accountability for that and know that we have responsibility to recharge our batteries through the way that we think, the movement that we do, the food that we eat, the people that we surround ourselves with, all of this is up to us. But it's also up to us to decide how much to give and how much to pull back. So reassessing boundaries, finding that middle ground, not doing the all or nothing mentality or just like total paralyzation from perfectionism. That shit isn't going to work anymore. It only got us so far. So we got to find the middle and say, okay, it reminds me of what Dan Kennedy says. He's like the best marketer in the world. He says, good is good enough. And the first time I heard that, the perfectionist in me was like, are you joking? How could you be okay with that? And then the more my to-do list got so big with the bigger dreams and the bigger goals, I'm like, yeah. And I'm not saying sacrifice integrity. What I'm saying is stop over fucking thinking about the small little details. The small little details. I'm not even going to call out one of the things that we were working through in one of my coaching calls about the overthinking, but it involved putting Oracle decks in a shop. And like, how do I do it? How do I just put them out there? People, if they know what a deck is, they'll pick it up. They know how to use it. So it's just like how much we overthink the things. If we would just move through them and be like, that's good enough. And if it's not good enough, and you know, like there was a corner cut, you'll put it out there and go back and revise it, because that's the type of soul and integrity you have. So I think what I'm saying by good is good enough was a perspective shift for me. It wasn't like, don't do good work, or just like do mediocre work. I mean, shit, when I met Chris, his AOL name was Mediocrity is a Sin. So it's not about doing mediocre work. It's about not getting caught up in the overthinking of making it so perfect that you don't ever put it out there. So just publish the damn thing, y'all. Okay. publish it. Hey, Isa, so good to see you. M says this year is putting decades of research and searching into action. Yes, yes. Give my baby daddy a shout out, Gareth. Sparkle Magic. So exciting. Okay, the last two cards that came up together. Holy balls. This is a heavier reading, y'all. This isn't just like the star and the sun. So let's get real. Let's drill in. The nine of, oh shit. I mentioned oppression and the swords earlier. Like, here it is. I felt that energy through this reading. Like, it feels kind of heavy, but it is just where we're at, is the final release, that final let go. So the nine of swords paired with the 10 of wands, which is interesting because that's like that final fulfillment. I've carried this heavy burden a long way, and it's a 10, so it's like at that final completion. So seeing these together, the 9 and the 10, anytime I see them move in sequential numbers like that, it's showing me that we're on that right path and things are progressing forward. So don't resist, just go with the flow. And what this is telling me is that those negative thoughts and stories that you're telling yourself are absolutely 100% the only thing holding you back at this moment. That is the breaking point to that next breakthrough. Like, your thought is the last breakthrough to move into this next embodiment or expression of the biggest dreams and the higher self. So where do you have trapped thinking? Where are you limiting your thoughts? Like, oh, this will net, like, for example, I shared earlier, I had that big dream of like, I want to get paid to come to these $1 million houses on the beach in Florida. And now I'm hosting retreats there in April. And I could have taken that oppressive mental thought of like, limited, no, that's not possible. How is that ever going to happen? I'm just a hairstylist. So this is just checking in with, where are we where's our thoughts? Like, are we on board with our big goals and dreams, or are we mad talking shit and like criticizing those goals? And then seeing this paired with the 10 of wands, feeling like that heaviness of like, I've carried this goal, this dream a really long way. This is saying that final breakthrough is really your thought. And that's a great thing. I mean, like I said, I'm married to a hypnotist because I know that I didn't know he was really a hypnotist at the time. Like, that just was a bonus. But what I now know, being married to a hypnotist, is that it is our own thinking that is our biggest limitation. It's why in Shine School I always say, you are only as strong as the story you tell yourself. So what I'm seeing this week, y'all, is a story upgrade. I mean, last month inside the Elevated Life Club, we talked about identity shift, and this month we're talking about emotional leadership, because we're all fucking growing up. We are all evolving and elevating and moving into a new level of spiritual maturity, emotional maturity. And in doing so, that makes us a leader. That teaches other people how to do the work for themselves, to take responsibility. And so what I'm seeing this week for WooWoo Wednesday, moving into the Fire Horse, is that it's time to let go of that victimhood energy of doing it alone, or going all or nothing with that Temperance card. So finding your balance, finding that middle ground of like, this is how much I have to give today. And that changes, especially if you're a woman with hormones. Okay, it changes, and the moon changes every day. The 9 of swords is saying, stop with the negative thinking. Stop being the one that is holding yourself back with the stories of like, it's not possible, or I don't have the money for that, or how's it going to happen? It doesn't matter the how. What matters is how fucking convicted you are. Like, your passion for the goals and the dreams, the thing where you're like, I am lit up. I don't care what it's going to take. Like, another example, I walked into beauty school straight out of Forever 21. I was like, fuck this retail shit. I am going to go do hair. That is the career path for me. And what I did is I walked straight out of my beauty school. No, hold on. What's the story? No, I walked out of Forever 21. I'm like, I wasn't in beauty school yet. I worked at Forever 21 at the time. I didn't make enough money. I think I had 3 jobs. It was like Aldo, Earthbound, Clay. I quit Claire's when I met Chris, and then freaking Forever 21. All these retail jobs at the mall. And I did not have the money at all to go to beauty school, not even close. And my beauty school was like less than 10K. All right. It was not that expensive 20 years ago. And when I walked in, they were like, okay, are you going full-time or part-time? And they showed me the prices. I was like, I guess I'm going part-time. And I called my dad and I said, hey dad, I just signed up for beauty school. I waited a whole year after I graduated. I turned down my full ride scholarship to UNT and the universities. I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to stay aligned with what lit me the fuck up. I'm a 20-degree Libra, so passion is like my lifeblood. It's why I ask the same question to every client that sits in my chair that starts the transformational experiences. What are you passionate about? And that unlocks who they really are. So for me, I was like, I'm so passionate about doing hair. My mom did hair. She wouldn't make me look the way I wanted to look. I started doing my own hair and taking confidence into my own hands, which is why I empower women today, because I learned how to do it for myself through a lot of tools that did not work and a lot of tools that did, which is why I teach them through Shine School and all my programs. But I called my dad and said, can you pay for beauty school? And he said, no, absolutely not, babe. Sorry, I just don't have it. Just can't help you out. And I just hung up that phone and I thought, I have no clue how I'm going to even pay for this, but I am excited that I did it. I'm like proud of myself for doing it. That was in August. By December, which I'd saved up enough to pay for that, by December, Chris walked into my life. Well, actually, he slid into my DMs in MySpace. Oh, it's 333, by the way. How cute. And when he slid into my DMs, we immediately connected, and he was in real estate and went to St. Mark's and made all the money and just business mindset. He was just like such a genius when it came to business. So he started coaching me, babe, you should be doing hair extensions. You should start a MySpace profile. You should start a this. You need your own company name. Like it was, I married my coach and my hypnotist, like transference. No, I'm just kidding. Those benefits came after we, became a thing. So I really want to stress that whether you don't need to know the how. I did not know how I was going to host retreats in Florida. I did not know how I was going to pay for beauty school. But you know what happened? I not only attracted my soulmate by making that leap of faith and investing in myself, that choice to, I'm going to forget boys, I'm going to stop chasing them. I'm going to do the thing that I want to do and that I love. And that was going to beauty school. And 3 months into school, I met Chris, and Chris gave me these genius ideas to start running a real business. And from that real business, I paid off beauty school. I had enough to invest in opening my own salon by the time I literally got my license. So, and that happened all in less than a year and a half. So when you make these bold decisions, I've always said the universe bends for the bold. When you make these bold decisions that are coming from the place of the heart, your heart actually has 5,000 times more magnetism, like scientifically proven, than your thoughts do. So when you come from that place of deep desire and passion where you're like, I don't fucking know mentally how I'm going to do it, but in my heart and soul, I know that this is for me. That was that bold move that I made. I invested in myself and followed my passion to do hair. And I not only attracted my perfect soulmate partner 20 years this year, baby, but 20 years in having a hair salon and watching that transform and grow. And so the whole friggin' message, despite the heaviness of the tarot reading today, I want to just remind you that it's a bold decision. And that's all that it takes. All this, the mental thoughts, the negative worry, the victimhood, the how's it gonna, why me? I don't know. All that self-sabotaging shit don't matter. What matters is that your heart is in it and that you care and that you have a supportive person that lifts you up during those times where you are mentally going on the downward spiral. I am very grateful to have that anchor in a partner. And I mean, there's been times when like, babe, I'm about to be on TV. I'm freaking out. Be my coach, not my partner. And he would tell me the same thing either way. And it's always be yourself. And that's my message to you. So with that in mind, I'm going to read you your self-love oracle affirmation. Your reality is a reflection of your inner world. What a beautiful message to go along with that exact energy of what I just like. I feel like my whole body just like exploded with all this like sparkle magic because of the passion that I'm trying to portray to you so that you understand, like, you don't need to know how. You really don't. I'm telling you, like, trailer park, could touch my ceiling, shopped on the clearance rack, only ate the Totino's pizza. Like, I did not come from Chris, I did not come from that fancy St. Mark's background. Okay. I had to learn. I had to choose a different mindset. I had to say, this is just because this is my past does not mean this is my present and where I'm going. So when I see your reality is a reflection of your inner world, it's up to you. It's the thoughts that you think, it's the feelings that you hold towards yourself and towards life. If you negate life, life negates you. And when you feel like you love life, life loves you back. You attract what you put out. You attract what you be. So be loving, be kind, be joyful, and be grateful for the life that you have, despite even some of those moments. Hold on, where's the card? Some of those victimhood moments where life gets hard, because the truth is, it fucking gets hard. Period. Full stop. And so when you can surround yourself with the people that will lift you up and remind you of that reality that you hold for yourself, they can reflect back that from the external world to remind you that your internal world is valid, that it's important, that you're here to do this work, and that you most importantly deserve this work and this life and this magic and the dreams that you have for yourself. Whew. Okay, let me come down off that crazy soapbox and check in with the comments and see how you guys are feeling. Like, are you feeling like the heaviness of 2020? I stuck all these cards so they wouldn't fly away. Are you feeling like that heaviness of 2025 is lifting? You're like, I am done with that old version of myself. Like, I am ready to step into this new reality that I've cultivated for me. So it's time to upgrade the mindset, upgrade the stories that you tell yourself, and quite frankly, upgrade the people you surround yourself with. I think Jim Rohn is quoted for saying, you're the makeup of the 5 closest people you keep, right? So, girl, this is dead ass on point. You know, it's really beautiful to see how in tune the collective is right now with the changes that are happening. I feel like with all of these planets in Aquarius, like all of us are tuned in, like mind, body, and soul. We're like, we are on it. We're done with the BS. We're not tolerating this violence and this negativity and this fear anymore within ourselves and within our community. And so it's really cool to see everyone coming together as a collective. Mind blown. Yes, I'm done going forward with that new energy. Yes, absolutely. TEL was amazing last month. So excited for next week. I know next Tuesday, so second Tuesday of the month, we go live. It's only $47. I should also tell you guys that if you're like, man, Britt, I know it's like expensive to invest in some of your events because like, y'all, we $20 million houses we do for the Goddess Retreat. But for Elevated Life, we wanted to come up with a way, which is why we are on our 100th episode next week. I cannot believe our 100th training inside the Elevated Life Club. I think we're on year 8 of going live every single month, second Tuesday of the month at 1 Central. It's something we do. We've been doing literally for 8 years straight. 10 years in the Shine Tribe and 100 live trainings that we have taught inside the Elevated Life Club. This year is a freaking anniversary celebration. Who's going to Italy with me? Honestly, I think that's where we need to host our next retreat. Okay, I'm learning how to cast spells. Okay, I love it. Chris's mom got us this calendar from Llewellyn called the Witch's Calendar, and she gets it to us every year at Christmas, and it has these beautiful rituals and spells that you can follow along with the month. So abundant harvest in the fall and cleansing, clearing rituals in the spring. Like super fun, light, easy, like light-filled way to connect. Everyone needs to get onto TEL. Come join us. Ooh, closer to me. Come to Italy. Yes, I absolutely plan on celebrating my 40th birthday in October in Italy. So we may just turn it into a whole event. Like, why not? An in-person celebration. Today's WooWoo Wednesday. I know, so fun. You saw me at CNC and can't wait till we see each other this year. Are you going back to festival? Because I will definitely be there and at a few other supper clubs. Okay, y'all. And I'm thinking about Powerhouse again. So we'll see what all happens. Hi, Camille. Okay, y'all, this has been such an amazing reading. If you are just tuning in if you're just tuning in, definitely go back and watch a replay. This one was not one to miss. It was a really great reminder that whatever big dream that you have in your life is absolutely possible for you. It's meant for you, and you don't have to do this alone. Even if it's been hard, even if you've been let down by other people, this is your invitation. On 2/22, come hang out with us in the Shine Tribe Sisterhood. 10 years going strong, creating celebration and connection and collaboration over competition. It's totally free. 3 hours to hang out with the community, the sisterhood, coaching, burn the bullshit, visioning. Actually, if you'll DM me the word party, it's link in bio. It's on the website. But if you DM me the word party, I'll know what link to send you. I got to sign off, chat later. So good to see you. Facilitating, upgrading my relationships. Recently realized, as several folks showed me, that our journey together was over. Doors are closed, but not locked. Yes, this is the time to do the 7 or above inventory in your life. Anything that's not resonating with you is going to be very obvious in the next 2 months, essentially. So when you see things trying to leave your life, don't hold on. Okay, I know that the last few weeks we've been doing a one-on-one live reading. How long? I've been going so long telling you all these stories. We're just making WooWoo Wednesday a longer experience, and that's how it's going to go. So if you would like to come on, only on Instagram. Just go ahead and do the little plus button to connect with me live. And I will just pick the first person that I see and I will deliver a one-on-one reading for you. So I'm just going to put these cards back in the deck so that we clear that energy for whoever wants to come on. We've been having so much fun doing these one-on-one personal readings. It's so cool to connect with you guys after the reading and like hear how deeply that resonated, because you're like, I don't want to tell everything on live, but it's so cool to see how magical it's been. Okay, I see you guys coming in. Let me just click on here. Oh shoot, hold on, not block. Michelle says she would love a reading. Perfect. I see you popping in there. All right, y'all. Everyone give sparkle magic to Michelle, who's popping in live for our one-on-one reading. Should we do Oracle or Tarot today? I'll let you guys decide. Oracle or Tarot. Y'all, the cards today, the Tarot, we're putting that back. I'm deciding. It's going to be Oracle. We are done with being reminded that it's been hard. Okay, let's step into this positive new energy. Okay, let me see if I clicked the button right. Oops. Okay. She says tarot. Oh, girl, they've been too talk. They're telling the truth today. I don't like it. All right. I tried to accept you, Michelle, but I'm not sure what is going on. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull you a card, even though you're not on the live. This will be for Michelle. It says unable to join. Oop, okay. Well, there's your card. It is perform a random act of kindness. This is such a great reminder that the energy you put out there is the energy that you are going to attract. And so this card I created as that reminder of like generosity and goodness and spreading sparkle magic actually creates this massive ripple effect. It's like if you've ever seen someone pay for the drink in Starbucks, drive-through, you feel like there's like the law of reciprocity. If you've ever heard that, it's like what you give, others want to give back to you. And I mean, I see it even like with my hair clients. Gifts are my love language. So I'm constantly giving them new products or trying something or making them bath salts or I don't know, Oracle something. I'm always giving my clients stuff and it makes them want to be like, well, how can I give back to you? Like, I just feel like you give me so much. And I never do that with the intention, but over the years as gifts, as my love language, I've noticed that it creates that law of reciprocity. So this is what that is embodying. When you get what you give. So if you want more compliments, go give more compliments. Go do that random act of kindness to start that ripple effect and watch and see how it comes back into your life. So what random act of kindness, it being random is kind of hard to ask you, what are you going to do? Because I really want you to be spontaneous, like not like think it out, like where you're like, I'm going to go to Starbucks tomorrow and do that kind act. I want you to just be so present in the moment where you're like, oh my God, that person needs my help right now. Let me go open their car door and put their groceries in it. Like, I think that's the kind of random act of kindness that could change and alter someone's course for the day. So go out there and do something kind for someone else and watch that ripple effect spread and boomerang back to you, Michelle. And all of you go do something nice. We'll make the world a better place, period. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Although you weren't able to jump on in the one-on-one, just know that I am so grateful for all of your presence and all of the connection. I really love seeing you guys show up every single week, sharing the videos. So if you love this message, please tag a soul sister. Let her know, like, there's community here. We've got a virtual party on 2/22. If you could share it on your socials and all the things, it would mean the world to me, spreading that sparkle magic. You're welcome, Michelle. And also, Michelle, when you do that random act of kindness, I would love to hear about it. So send me a DM, share it, and then we can celebrate you in the community. Okay, remember, we are hosting our 10-year Shine Tribe Sisterhood anniversary party, all virtual, totally free, letting go of the old, stepping into the new, and doing it in style with our sisterhood. So DM me the word party, find the link in bio. It's on there. It's out there somewhere. Make sure that you register so that you get the Zoom link. Although it is free, you need the link. So make sure you sign up for that. DM me the word party in case you missed it. And I am so grateful to join you here on WooWoo Wednesday. It is always a pleasure sharing this wisdom and love with you, being able to hold that sacred space for your transformation and embodiment. I am so grateful that we are connected. And come join TEL. Thank you, Leanne. Yes, and come join TEL. Seriously, if you've been thinking about working with me and you can't make it to Goddess Retreat or even Summer Solstice, or invest in my 90-day coaching transformation for $7. For $7, you can join us inside the Elevated Life Club, where I team up with my husband, the hypnotist of 26, well, I guess this year is 27 years, oh my gosh, to help you transform your subconscious, walk through the 100 on-demand training. So no matter where you're at, think Netflix for your soul. If you're in your journey of spiritual discovery and transformation or business growth, this is the place to be, to have the tools and the training to rewire your subconscious mind and actually create practical change in your life. So we turn radical transformation into simple mindset shifts, and we do it literally in the club every single month, second Tuesday, which is next week at 1. And there's always a replay. So even if you can't join us live, you get access to all those on-demand masterclasses. Our 100th training this time. I can't believe it. It feels like we need a part. We're going to party next week. Okay. Bring your hats and your, what are those blowers? Like bring your thing, bring your party supplies. We're going to party. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been such a pleasure connecting with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back. I can shout it from the UK. Plus you get all the old masterclasses too. Oh my gosh, this is the type of community, like they lift you up, they support you, they cheer you on, and I am so here for that. So come join us, $7, and you can tap into us live, all of our past trainings. We also have yoga, breath work, and meditation practices out the wazoo, so you've got plenty of tools to ground your nervous system. All right, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been such a pleasure. I love you all, and I will catch you guys next week. Peace. Bye.